Welcome to Music Monday, everybody. My name is Jermeeth.
And I'm Jake.
And this week we are following High School Musical's orders and sticking to the status quo, sticking with what we know. We are reviewing this week Morning Musume's. The password is zero.
Zero, 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 password is zero. Zero, 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 password is zero.
Although I think the song should be named The Password is Jello, Jello, Jello.
Valid. The password is zero is pretty much what we've come to expect from Sunku these days. Overly processed, overly synthed, high concept, poor execution. The password is zero revolves around the reoccurring motif zero, 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 password is zero. And that's basically 90% of the song. The other 10% consisting of fuddled lyrics, lackluster tunes, but solid vocals.
This song is not as catchy as Tokyo Okoe. However, this is a type of song that the more you listen to it, the more infectious it becomes. The instruments of this song were fun, if not mildly annoying, and I found the male voice to be completely unnecessary, pulled me out of the song, and just generally one of those bad Sunku decisions. However, I feel like the vocals were really nice all around.
I've been listening to this song off and on possibly since it first came out, just in audio form. Jeremy's been playing it, I've heard it, I'm very familiar with the song, and I still can't really remember exactly what's going on in the instrumentals. That's not to say that they're bad, just that it's probably a lot like other things I've already heard from Sunku recently, and it makes it kind of forgettable. The thing I remember most about this is the processing on the vocals. Some of these vocals are very nice and their girls are delivering amazing vocals and I'm really impressed with them. But then some of it is just so overly processed that what are you gonna do? On the plus side, the song does have a very computer electronic sound, and given that the whole motif is the password is zero, there's something very like supercomputer AI robot about it, which makes the whole synthy overprocessed vocals work.
I'm gonna rant here for just a moment. Here is something that really bugs me about Sunku's writing style, and as far as him as a lyricist, Sunku writes a lot of his music in a very basic way, and he decides to pull out all of his cards in the final chorus after he's pretty much resolved the entire song. And in this song in particular, we got a handful of cool processed vocal pops near the very end of the song, and that's all we got them in. And I wish that these vocal pops had been in the entire song. Here's the other side of it. I get it. Keeping all of your aces till your final bit of the song provides a really cool wow factor. However, Sunku's music is so long and monotonous, and sometimes it dredges on way farther than it should. He needs more variety in his music, and he can't continue to write songs that are like this where they seem like they're so long and then decide to use the cool effects at the end of it.
The general structure of a song should have something in the beginning that hooks you and draws you in. The middle of it should keep you interested, and the finale should be like a kiss goodnight that really finishes it off in a good way. Sunku's songs don't always do that. Sunku's songs maybe give you a punch at the beginning that draws you in, you lose interest about halfway through, and then he tries to wake you back up at the end. Then he also has moments like Password is Zero, where he just sort of lulls you into a coma with repetitiveness and then punches you in the face to wake you back up with his ending. That's unfortunately what happened here, versus say, as much as I don't think it's the greatest song ever, Pyoko Pyoko Ultra, train wreck that it is, wakes you up right in the beginning with some weird music and a sound. And then it's just weird enough to keep you going through the end, and it just gets more complicated as it goes. This song, conversely, is just kind of a flat line, and then all of a sudden a spike of adrenaline that peters back out.
It's abrasive, that's what the word is. This song seems a little abrasive.
Small kitchen scour is a little abrasive. This
was a pumice stone. You know it wasn't abrasive though? Those costumes. I feel like the costumes in this music video were so much cooler than the ones in Tokyo Okoe. And the reason for this is that I feel like these dresses were so much more flattering. I feel like the color was good on everybody, and the cut and the style and everything about it was so cool and so modern and so electronic at the same time, while not going too weird and jumping with this like electronic beat like in Help Me, where instead of doing something cool and fun like this, they ended up getting cheetah print and pink, two colors that shouldn't go together.
These were nice costumes. They were a little bit like a showgirl drag show besparkle costume. I appreciate that they were red, but it was a little bit like blue dresses didn't happen, so let's make them red instead and add some sequins. It was a little Vegas showgirl, and I'm conflicted. I think I would have rather seen something a little closer to maybe 1, 2, 3. Help me, maybe like a little bit more leather looking. I feel like the dresses were pretty, and they were flattering, but I felt they were a little too showgirl for this particular song.
Okay, I'll concede. The song was a little gritty, and the costume should have been gritty as well. But damn it, these were cute dresses, and that's all that matters. On to the lyrics. What was this song even about? Generally, I like to block out Tsunku's 420 Willy Wonka Shakespeare nonsense garbage that he writes, but this song was all over the place, and I feel like had no consistency anywhere. Also, the whole having bad English in the song of what goes around comes around just didn't connect. Why did it have to be in English? Why couldn't it have been in Japanese, where it would have been so much easier to pronounce rather than just sounding like gibberish? It's like when you have people in America that try to sing other things, you get domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, and it's not correct. And I don't know, this is just me. I feel like if you're gonna have a long English speaking line, you should give that line to someone who actually speaks English, like bring in someone else to do that, or don't use it at all, or give it to someone who can at least fake it enough, like in the Nakita Tsukumoshi Nenayo, where Ai-chan was saying, can you give it to me right now, over and over again. At least she was able to pronounce everything properly where you can understand what she was trying to say.
This song didn't make any sense, and I was over it 2 seconds in. I was hoping it would turn around and be about like overcoming the obstacles or something. I think maybe that was Tsunku's rough concept, but somewhere along the line, I think he just got drunk off some sake and just threw together words. On a different note, speaking of The Password to Zero, all I can think about whenever I hear this song is there used to be a game show. I think they revived it briefly in the 90s, but it originated in like the 50s called Password. And the way it worked was there was a password for the night, and you had teams where one person knew the password and had to get the other person to say it. It was basically like playing a game of Taboo, if you know what that is. And all I can think of whenever I hear is the password is zero is the way the announcer would announce the password for the night to the audience, which was, the password is zero. Hello everyone. Welcome to my favorite game show, Password. I'm your host, Mariko. Today we have 2 teams competing to discover the super top secret password. Team 1, Roman Romaji and Tsunku Boy. On Team 2, we have 2 little homosexuals from YouTube, Jermeeth Rex and Jake Shandy. I'm going to tell the viewers at home the password, but only you, the viewers at home. The password is zero. It's not 1, it's
2, 3.
No, it's you have to give it to me.
What?
The password, Tsunku.
Oh!
You have to give me hints.
The password! The password.
It's
Graduation! Sayumi! Abe Natsumi! Nigaki!
we need a do-over.
Blow it.
No, it's not.
Seasonal allergies.
No, the password is pink, girls, underage,
Ai-chan and Aika and
Jailbait.
and
Chinese,
It's
fappable,
it's
sluts, trollops.
it's
Sometimes, you know, like if you're saying the number, you substitute a letter for it because they look very similar.
3, 2, 1.
Zero? Oh!
Something that I really liked about this music video was the weirdness of the set. I feel like even though it was pretty basic, it fit really well with the song and it accommodated the dance pretty well. Even though the dance was slightly lackluster, yet again we got something that was not spectacular. Considering that this is a dance group, I feel like this one really didn't pick up its game until the very end, much like with the vocals. So we're having a little theme here of lacklusterness, followed by some mild mediocrity, followed by some really good stuff.
Dance-wise though, I was a little lost. There was a weird sort of kinetic Renai Hunter thing going here that just didn't work consistently as well. This dance felt a little like armpit, armpit, twitch, armpit, and shake the titties. It just wasn't doing it for me. I guess they were trying to do like a weird like Zero thing, and I don't know, I would have liked to seen something a little more robotic, but a little less like
I feel like this literal interpretation of songs and going with, well, the password is 0, so the dance has to incorporate zeros and jumping zeros. This set, however, really reminded me of the opening room from the Doctor Who episode, The Girl Who Waited, and there was something that I loved about that. Finally, and you are more than welcome to skip this part. I know that I've been a slight broken record, and I've had graduation on my mind for a while, and every single has been something that I'm like, ooh, I bet someone's graduating, because Sayumi's getting up in age and she's getting to that point where girls don't last much longer. But in the last video that we made, I mentioned that there was a weird bubble effect in Tokyo Koe, and I didn't understand why there were bubbles included, and then I was listening to Shibondama, and then I was thinking, oh, soap bubbles! Sunku, you bastard. If this, in fact, is Sayumi's graduation double A side, it's very possible. It doesn't mean that she's going to be. I feel like having a bubble effect when her original single was about bubbles is cool and poetic and sweet, and her first single as leader was 1, 2, 3, and it's kind of a cool throwback on the number thing. If her final single has a number involved in it, like 3, 2, 1, 0, soap bubbles, Sayumi, Usa-chan piecing out of Morning Musume, and I think that it would be really sweet if this in fact is her double A side, because there are a lot of throws to her, even if it's not necessarily like a love song, like how Renai Hunter was to Gaki, or how Konochikyu was to Ai-chan, or how Rock no Tegi was to Reina. I feel like this would be a really good song for Sayumi to leave in, and I feel like this would be a really nice place for her to bow out and leave. Sorry.
no.
I think that this was a good one, and I feel like it was catchy, but
Yeah.
to me it seems more like an album side song. It doesn't seem so much like an A side, and I really feel like this double A side thing is getting so tired, especially when one is pretty good and the other one's slightly lackluster, and the more you listen to them, the more they kind of flip-flop their roles, where you're like, oh, this one's good, no, this one's good, and I'm not really sure, this one kind of stinks, and this one, I don't know. And I don't know if that's a really great thing for a song to have, and considering that Sunku is not at the top of his game, maybe he shouldn't be writing double A sides right now. Maybe he should go back to his single A sides and just give slightly lackluster music rather than 2 lackluster songs.
Hey!
So tell us what you think about this single. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you have any suggestions for any music / groups / bands in Japanese pop music that we should be reviewing, that we could look into for next week, please leave those in the comments as well, and we will see you all next week with another review. We are not doing any more Morning Musume stuff except for our member reviews, which you should stick around for and watch that as well. And we'll see you all again next week, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye.
Come on.
My God, everything's different. I hate it. It's a lot harder sneaking in here than it used to be. Everybody's got their eye out for me now that I'm technically not supposed to be here and I'm not married to Sunku anymore. But it's a good thing that I took all my hair, cut it off, and turned it into wigs. Now I can just change it whenever I need it. It's easier that way. Now where is it? Where is it? There it is. The Hello Project supercomputers. I've been trying to crack into this baby for years, but to no avail. And why? Because Sunku would never tell me the password. Because even though I was his wife, he wouldn't share with me the password to the Hello Project supercomputers. And then it came out. That god-awful song that was a blatant ripoff of My Girls. It gave me all the answers I needed. It told me the password is 0. But no! Not even Sunku would be stupid enough to make that password the title of his new single. But then I realized, of course he's that stupid. It's Sunku. There's a reason you divorced the man, woman. Get your shit together. And so, here I am, in the Hello Project offices once more to fuck shit up. Who am I talking to? Is that a cat? What? My God. They've adopted a cat together. No, I don't love Sunku anymore. I don't miss him. I'm gonna fuck his shit up and I'll be glad about it. Alright, let's try it. Ah! It worked! The Hello Project supercomputer is mine to do with whatever I please! What can I do? Real quick. Ooh, I could disband the group. I could give Rehor the lines. Here comes Kitty. I know.
Where are you, Kitty?
I know exactly what to do. I think it's time for a certain little Usa-chan piece to peace out. Initiate Mishishmishki Sayumi graduation program. Perfect. Sorry, Sunku. I just can't let you have it all. Good luck with the throat cancer, honey. Shit! There it is. The Hello Project supercomputer. Oh my god, it's a cat!
Sorry.